start writing no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. Louis L'Amour.
You're listening to Writing Roots, brought to you by Aspen House Publishing.
Welcome to Writing Roots. I'm Lee Hull.
And I'm Lee Esses.
Happy April Fool's Day.
But we're not fooling in this episode.
Are we, though?
Okay, we might be a little bit.
We are starting a new series to battle it out.
And I'm going to win, of course.
No.
I think I won the adverbs episode.
Yeah, I think so. But I definitely won the keyboard one. And the pantsing one, because pantsing's so much better.
Plotting is way better. So if this is your first time listening to the podcast, we might not be making a lot of sense right now. Hang with us. This is going to be a lot of fun. We've had several episodes over our tenure on the podcast where we fall on different sides of common debates in the writing world.
So through this month, we are going to be doing that same thing. We're going head to head to debate different aspects. That doesn't mean that we don't see the other side. We may actually say that at some point during the episodes. But we've chosen to represent the side of the debate that we most closely align with.
This series is about exploring the different sides of the debate and then you listeners coming to your own conclusion about what works best for your style. Today we are talking about using writing prompts.
I will be taking the stance of pro-writing prompts.
And I will be taking the stance of anti-writing prompts. Again, this doesn't mean I hate all writing prompts and think they all should die. I'm more interested in saying, hey, maybe this isn't always going to be a great tool to finish your book.
We've talked before that we have a writing group that we call the Forge. We use writing prompts all of the time.
This is how we go to the gym and work out our muscles. This is not how we finish books. So if you aren't part of a writing club and you find yourself writing daily writing prompts, then you're more going to the gym and less using your muscles in real life.
It's like not having leg day.
Which I can't really blame you for.
So why don't you think writing prompts help you finish a book?
Because the writing prompts are about that thing over there. It's very difficult to integrate writing prompts into your story. If you were listening in February, you understand kind of how I like to approach writing prompts. And that's think of a character that kind of fills this role and consider doing this with them. It's not necessarily write me an opening paragraph with 5 different words that rhyme with blue.
This also, I think, depends on the writing prompt itself. If you get good writing prompts, you can stick them in your world. You can write scenes within your world, within your book, based on that prompt. Now, if your writing prompt is that a magical sword fell from the sky, and you're writing a modern
CIA spy story,
a magical sword really isn't going to fit in there. But if you go with a more vague writing prompt, like there's a certain type of conflict between characters, you can easily fit that into your work in progress and get the creative juices flowing. Whether or not you keep that in the end, that's what writing prompts are for me, is a way to get the creativity going.
So do you start with a writing prompt and then end your writing time with your novel?
I try to, but not usually.
Generally, you pick one story and you use your writing time on that instead?
A lot of the times, but again, this is why I think that using those prompts in your work in progress are what's helpful. If you have the goal of finishing a book. Now, if you are a new writer and you just want to learn how to write and you don't really have a work in progress that you're really going for, writing prompts are amazing. Because using them for short stories can help you learn the basics of storytelling. Admittedly, this isn't going to help you productively write that book, but it's going to give you the skills you need to do it down the line.
I will say picture writing prompts tend to appeal to me a little bit more because I can apply to it however I want. But even then, you're taking someone else's idea and you're trying to pigeonhole it into your own story. you're not writing selfishly because you're writing someone else's story, whatever they have in their head.
But how many times do we say that two people can take an idea in completely different ways?
Yes, but you're taking somebody else's idea.
So take a less unique writing prompt. Two people get into an argument over chocolate chip cookies. That's not really a trademark event in any story.
Yeah, but I have a hard time seeing Scarlet and Cyan just duking it out over Chips Ahoy.
Argument, not fist fight.
Okay, if it was Black and Monday, maybe. Monday's still the last cookie, he'd be down for the count.
So again, it depends on the writing prompt. But if you don't have a work in progress that you're actively trying to finish, but you want to work on your writing skills, these prompts can just get you going. They can help you with things like dialogue, characterization, plot, world building, backstory without exposition. That has probably been the thing short stories have helped me with the most, is figuring out how to incorporate backstory without exposition that takes up my entire word count.
But if you start your writing session with a writing prompt, and then you really like the idea, so you keep writing on it, and then you kind of lose enthusiasm. You find another writing prompt. Oh, this is shiny. Okay, I'll work for this for a while. You're going to end up with a folder full of half-finished books. Of course, you don't have that, right?
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, I most definitely have that. This is where feedback comes in. If you want to actually improve your writing by using prompts, you have to get feedback on them, which means finishing the project so you can get feedback on it as a whole.
There are those writers' daily calendar things where they have a different writing prompt every day of the year, and you just sort of tear it off and you work on that for the day. It's difficult to do one of those front to back, and if you, listener, are proficient with this, please tell me your ways, a wise one, because every time I find a writing prompt, bells go off in my head going, that's stupid, or that'll never work, or why am I writing someone else's story? If I want to write, I want to write my own stuff.
And that's the difference, is your motivation. Again, if you have that active work in progress where you have ideas for it, you know where you're going, yeah, writing prompts aren't going to be for you. But if you're a lot like me, where I was about 5 years ago, where I just didn't have the motivation to work on my works in progress, I didn't have the direction that I wanted to go with them, and I was rusty with my writing prompts worked for me. In the Forge, sitting down, being given a prompt to write every month really helped me start to focus on my skills.
Let's be real, it's the deadline that helped you focus on
Oh,
this.
absolutely. I had a deadline every month that was like, hey, you need to have this prompt written by then.
And printed, which ended up being the difficult part for you for a while.
Yes, because I had finished writing it that morning. Another way to get good feedback is to write these short stories, sometimes using these vague prompts. You don't want to use the really specific prompts, but you can use those short stories for contests. Send in that short story you created based on this prompt and submit it to those contests that have critiques that will give you feedback, because the feedback is what will help you get better at writing.
In that case, the contest that you're writing for will be giving you the prompt, and you don't get to pick yes or no on that. You're writing about a little black book that you discover, regardless.
Speaking of which, we've actually partnered with Co-Author Labs to have a contest much like this. We've worked with them in the past for editing and writing for their anthologies, and we are creating a new one called Escape to Reality. And that's open for submissions. It is a $10 fee to enter, but we will be reviewing and picking the top 15 to publish within the next anthology.
There is prize money to this. Not only are we judging it, but Writing Roots has offered a solid $100 to the winner of the contest, plus half of the entry fees collected are going directly to the winner. So the more of your writing club you get involved, the bigger prize money you'll have at the end.
just go to our website, writingrootspodcast.com, hover over the news tab, and then click Short Story Contest 2021. And that will bring you to the links and to the information for how to submit the writing prompt, which is Escape to Reality.
So I would say that I won this debate because writing prompts really don't help you finish your project. If you have to think about, why am I writing? Am I writing to have the title of writer, or because I'm enjoying what I'm doing and I have a story to tell? If you just want the title of writer, maybe pick a different hobby.
I think I won because not everybody has a work in progress to be working towards, but they are still a writer. And writing prompts really do help people learn. Short stories help people learn how to write. Condensed, but still useful.
So if you want to prove me right, just email us. The email address is at the end of the episode, and Lee will see that I'm really writing this.
Or you can also get on Facebook and make a comment on the post that pops up with the link to this episode. Tell us who you think won, what you think of writing prompts, and prove to the other Lee that writing prompts actually are really good.
Whether or not you actually use writing prompts, the important thing is that you always
write selfishly.
If you have a question or comment for our hosts or a topic you'd like us to cover, send us an email at writingroots@aspenhousepublishing.com or find us on Facebook by searching for Aspen House Publishing.